Hey, have you ever attempted to do a deep squat and didn't get too far? That is, you got stuck? Or maybe you made it all the way down but your heels popped up? Well, welcome to BeautiFLEX. I'm excited to share with you this short video on testing your deep squat mobility to get behind what might be stopping you. There's also a link to a free assessment guide in the description box below. So with that, let's get started. We're going to begin with the squat test, just to get a baseline of where we're at. With your legs hip-width apart, slowly descend into your best squat. Go as far as you can while keeping your heels on the ground. The goal is to hold this position for around 30 to 40 seconds. While in this position, you should have a sense of freedom. You shouldn't feel any gripping. Your legs should be in that ready position where you're able to move out of the squat at any moment. You should also be maintaining a neutral spine where your back is in line with your glutes and your core is engaged and scooped up. Make note of your results and take time to record them in the free assessment guide provided below. Now let's turn to the second test, the hip flex test. Standing and holding on to something, bend one leg and raise it to your chest. Make sure your shoulders stay aligned and your standing leg remains straight. The goal is to have your knee touch your chest and to be able to hold the pose without you using your hand for support. You don't want to see your leg suddenly drop, after you release it, but instead descending slowly and controlled. Let's now look at it from the side. Now let's take it to the second side. Remember, shoulders aligned, standing leg straight as you raise your other leg. Release and hold, and descend your leg slowly and controlled. Now let's see how it would look from the side. Okay, great. The same test can be performed lying down on your mat, and the floor will help you to keep your back straight and your pelvis and shoulders aligned while performing the test. Take your hands to raise one leg as close as you can to your chest. Release your hands and then slowly lower your leg back down. Try avoiding lifting your leg so that your non-working leg begins to bend. Also remember, your knees shouldn't drop but hold in place when you release it. Now let's turn to the left side. Remember, when you're done, take time to make note of your results in the free assessment guide provided below. There are two main reasons for this hip flex test. First, this test assesses your range of motion and alignment. That is how well your thigh bone is tracking correctly in the hip socket. If you didn't get too far, it could be a case where the thigh bone has hit the hip bone early. When bone hits bone, movement will stop. This can also be accompanied with a pinching in the front of the hip. So if you experience pinching in the front of your hip, first check with your healthcare provider before proceeding any further. The second reason for the hip flex test is if you had good range of motion but unable to hold the position, this identifies that you have the range but not the strength. So as you descend into the squat, your brain and nervous system, your safety mechanisms will put the brakes on to protect your body because it will not trust that you have the strength to go deep into a squat without hurting yourself. So alignment and strength are the two areas to focus on if you found this test challenging. Let's move to our next test, internal-external hip rotation. While seated with your hands on your lap, swing one leg outwards as far as it will go comfortably, then bring it back to starting position. Now swing it in the other direction as far as it will go comfortably. Ideally, your legs should be able to move in either direction by 45 degrees. Be sure to do both sides. So why do we do this test? It helps to determine how easily we will be able to descend and ascend out of the squat. Follow the motion of my arms as I perform the squat. As you descend, you externally rotate your hips, and then as you get to the bottom, your hips internally rotate to give your pelvis room in the deep squat. As you ascend, you move from internal to external rotation. Without this mobility, you will find that you get stuck and unable to get down too far. A second reason for this test is to prevent injury to your lower back. It might be that you are able to get down into a full deep squat. However, check your form. Are you maintaining a neutral spine? Most likely you'll find that your body is compensating by excessive flexion in the lumbar spine, that is your lower back. That is your pelvis is tilting backwards as your glutes round under, excessive posterior tilting. Insufficient internal hip rotation, as well as a weak core, can lead to this position. It is a very dangerous position which can lead to back injuries like disc herniation and lower back instability. Please pull out immediately. There are exercises you can do to fix this. You can work on your internal-external hip rotation. Click on the title card on screen for exercises we have on the BeautiFLEX channel. You can also work on building your core. Again, click on the title card on screen. Quick fixes: you can attempt widening your stance to more than hip width apart, and you can also try pointing your toes more outwards so you can rely on external rotation of the hip for the full movement. Alternatively, you can place books or exercise blocks under you. The key is to maintain an engaged core, a neutral spine. Only go as low as you can maintain a neutral spine. Let's move to our next test, ankle mobility. Kneel in front of a wall or similar object, having one leg bent in front 5 inches away from the wall. Ideally, the goal is to touch the wall without your heel leaving the floor. Having this ability will give you the range of motion that you will need to perform the squat. Be sure to do both sides. The reason why we test ankle mobility is if you do not have the necessary range of motion here, you'll begin to compensate in other areas of your body. First, you may end up in the dangerous position of excessive posterior tilting at the bottom of the deep squat, something which we discussed earlier. Second, you may find that your shins will begin to hurt as your muscles grip and work extra hard to hold you in the right position. Third, you may find that your heels just pop off the ground. One simple fix that tends to work is placing a 2-inch exercise block or some books under your heels. Remember, the goal is to maintain a neutral spine with your core pulled up and engaged and your back in alignment. Finally, do you find it hard to maintain your balance as you descend into a squat? Or how about at the bottom of the deep squat? Are you finding it hard to balance there? Well, don't be too hard on yourself. It's most likely an anatomical issue where your thigh bones are longer than your torso. In this case, you'll need to ensure you have good ankle mobility, and you'll need to learn to counterbalance as you descend and rest into the squat. So for the balance test, try descending into your best squat, holding a weight of some sort, kettlebell, a water bottle, or a book, and see if you can focus in holding your squat for around 30 to 40 seconds. Well done! You've successfully completed all 5 deep squat tests. Remember to check the free assessment guide below, which will give you more information on your results. And stay tuned for the next video, which will provide you with exercises to improve your deep squat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and leave me a comment below letting me know what areas you'll be working on. Have a BeautiFLEX day.